Hello, I'm Alexandra Morton, and I'm running for MLA for the North Island with the Green Party. I made this video to help you decide whether you want to vote for me or not. I decided to run for MLA because I don't think we can have environmental health without community health. That was my starting point. As many of you know, I have fought for wild salmon for 30 years. And the reason we've lost the wild salmon economy is because we let it happen. As I dropped everything and turned my attention to you over the past month, I'm surprised to learn that the North Island wages are the highest in rural BC. And that means we're strong. Many of us have boats sitting in our driveways because we love fishing. So why did we allow the destruction of so many wild salmon runs? I also learned that we have one of the highest child poverty rates in BC, and I know we don't feel good about that, but we did let it happen. If environmental destruction, poverty, addiction, and mental illness were easy to solve, they would have been solved by now. And I'm not going to tell you that I have a magic cure for any of this, but I don't see barriers. We are a strong, wealthy riding, and if we want to keep our salmon and protect our children, we can do it. And I can certainly help you with this. First Nation elected and hereditary leaders are the most local governments we have. They're not focused on an international issue. They are focused on the lands under our feet. The mission statement of the Ahedasat Council is to endeavor to make a better life for its members. I agree. This is the role of government. We've all heard that the North Island is a resource economy, and in my experience, this means we don't get a say in what we get to keep or lose. For example, despite 30 years of outcry from local people, shareholders in Europe were given the higher priority than you, me, all of us present in the North Island. When the federal and provincial governments tell us something is good for the economy, we need to check. Are they talking about our economy? Because the rosy economic forecast for salmon farms has paid rich dividends to European shareholders and resulted in the collapse of the wild salmon economy that built so much of this province. I know that loggers are afraid I would shut down their industry, but why would I do that? Logging is carrying the North Island through the COVID pandemic. So much of your industry is fully based in the North Island. You are essential to the health of our communities, and we need to make sure that your children get the same opportunities that you have. How do we make sure local mills get access to logs? Local salvagers get access to the wood left out on the cut blocks? How do we make sure that your neighbors in tourism also flourish so that the loggers are not burdened with the full weight of keeping our economy healthy? I'm running with the Green Party because I agree with much of their platform. Up to $500 per month for families with children under 3 and a stay-at-home parent. Implementing a program to reduce the cost of prescription drugs. Incentives to refit existing housing to lower power consumption and to train a workforce to do this. My North Island campaign office is 100% solar powered, despite the heavy rains of the past few weeks. The energy from the sun is a huge wasted resource that we need to learn to tap into. The Green Party also wants to pay increased salaries to healthcare workers, including senior care and our brave street nurses. I would really like to work with you to figure out the housing crisis. Do we want tiny home zoning? Do we want changes to BC housing restrictions on contractors? I would love to build sustainable farms with you to provide healthy food security as the world becomes increasingly less stable. I can see that Gold River, Zabalas, Tassis, and Fair Harbor have waited far too long for safe roads, and I would also support high-speed internet into these areas. The loss of health diagnostic capacity for the North Island to a for-profit company in Victoria is exactly the kind of thing that needs to be reversed. We need increased self-sufficiency, not less. We are in an unprecedented moment in history, given COVID, the fires of climate change, the volatile politics just south of our border. And so we need to take inventory, build resiliency, and that means energy, economy, children, food, and the environment. The NDP have taken solid steps towards reversing the social decay caused by the Liberals, but they called this election to consolidate their power, and that will make us weaker. We need the balance that can only come from a diversity of voices. This is an all-hands-on-deck situation for the human race. If you want my voice in government, you know what to do.